Hello, welcome back to TeleSUR English as we go live to Brazil to broadcast the fourth summit of Amazon countries.
La Amazonía de sus liderazgos. También lo han hecho así organizaciones sociales. Vamos a escuchar al presidente Lula.
Aquí los últimos 4 días.
We have been here the last 4 days.
Cumbre empezó en realidad el sábado con la participación de la
The summit
sociedad
started actually on Saturday.
y que ha hecho un diálogo estupendo con una capacidad
And throughout the summit, we were able to establish an excellent dialogue between the 8 countries.
Porque no siempre se la ve. Esta sociedad ha demostrado una capacidad y una competencia extraordinarias de discutir los temas amazónicos. Además, quiero referirme al hecho extraordinario
I would also like to highlight
reunido a los presidentes de Sudamérica,
the importance of the fact that we have here reunited the heads of state of the main countries who are bordering the Amazonas. And we have discussed the topic throughout the meeting. And we have come to the conclusion that this is not a problem for a particular region. This is the problem for the whole Amazonas. And each country has to play its role depending on what is necessary to be able to solve this situation. The Amazonas is a very frequent topic when holding international meetings, but this specific meeting is only for the Amazonas. I'm going to give a statement and then I will resume my normal activities. Yesterday we held a meeting with the heads of states of the Amazonian countries. For the first time in 14 years, here in Belém, and this specific summit has been very different from the other 3 that we will heard previously. Being the main topic, the climate crisis that we are suffering. With the main goal of preserving the Amazonas and preserving the lives of the thousands of people who live in the Amazonic area. We have come to the conclusion that we have to use technologies and scientific breakthroughs to improve education, health, and the protection of the environment. We have created very concrete initiatives. We were able to create this initiative taking into account the opinion and thoughts of the different heads of states of these countries. We have to create a scientific program for each specific region, and we have to create also a joint one. It's very important also to take into account the support of the OPCA. We also have to include in this kind of meeting the presence of indigenous people. Also, we need to involve in this summit other Latin American countries who do not share the Amazonic space but still have a very important green area in their natural territories. We have some guests as the representatives of Noruega. We also have had the presence of other authorities and organizations who are supporting the meeting. We are convinced that the actions that we're taking right now jointly will be very helpful. It will be a scientific breakthrough and will be an improvement to be able to solve the current crisis. We also need that the industrialized and developed countries get involved in this topic. We need them to come with new strategies in clean energy and technology in order to be able to stop damaging the environment. We have to create a set of measures to protect not only the biggest green area in the world, but the rest of the forest throughout the world. What we have accomplished here in this summit are only a few steps, but we need to keep working and we need to keep investigating and joining forces in effort to be able to solve the current crisis. Lastly, I would like to say that here in Belém, we will continue to discuss this topic, sharing ideas, taking into account the opinion of all those who participated here in the meeting. I also would like to thank to those men and women who risk their lives in order to save and protect the Amazonas. I would also like to thank Minister Mauro for being able to organize the whole meeting and schedule the dialogues and meetings that we held here. I would also like to thank all the organizations who participated and support and made possible the summit. We have the main goal of transmitting to the industrialized and developed world that these countries have to invest in order for us to be able to solve the current crisis. This is not only a job for Latin American countries, this is a task for the international community. We need to take into account that one of the most precious areas that we have here in Brazil is where the indigenous people live, and that's why we take into account their thoughts and concerns. We are going to take all the necessary measures to protect the environment, even if that includes the military police, in order to achieve this. This would represent a great challenge, taking into account that this is not a small territory, actually it's quite big, so it would take a lot of effort from authorities and professionals. We also need, and we are working very hard on this, we are trying to expel criminal bands from the Amazonic area. Thank you very much, and greetings to you all.
Ahí estaba hablando el presidente Luis Ignacio Lula da Silva con respecto a lo que han sido.
And we were listening to the president of Brazil, Luis Ignacio Lula da Silva, who offered the closing remarks of the 4th Amazon Summit. Lula referred to the need for more joint strategies and approaches for saving the rainforest and called for the inclusion of indigenous and social communities in the decision-making bodies. The head of state also called for green technologies and to find more suitable and sustainable ways to coexist in order to have a harmonious relation with the Amazon and the nature itself. The president of Brazil stressed that the Amazon is not only a source of resources, is also a habitat for the rainforest species and for indigenous communities, and also called for a tougher combat on criminal gangs. Lula thanked all the environmental activists for their labor and also to all the delegations that attended the summit. TeleSUR English will offer you more details in upcoming news briefs. Stay with us.